Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Formula Trout Racing League. We're here tonight. Hopefully, we're going to see a great race at Valencia. I'm joined by Mizzy.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, well, walk us through what's going to happen tonight, Mizzy. What was your predictions? I'm going to put you on the spot.
So, is women's racing tonight?
Valencia Street Circuit. We're racing the RSS Formula Hybrid.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a hard race. It's one of those street circuits where it really challenges the drivers, and they really need to push the limits, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the first for Formula Trout. We've not raced at Valencia before, so it should be a very interesting one. I mean, predictions-wise, Hermes does seem like the favourite heading into this race, but it's one of those races where I think you said before, qualifying doesn't really matter because a big incident in turn one is a massive possibility. We're hoping it won't be, but you know.
Yeah, that can definitely be a game changer, and just seeing how aggressive some drivers are in the grid, I think there's a very high possibility that we're going to see a big crash at the start.
Yeah, well, like I said, let's hope not, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, looking at the previous standings, hopefully you guys can see this on screen. We've had 3 different race winners and 3 different constructors win over the last 2 races, so it's been very reminiscent of F1 2012. Let's hope to see another race winner this race. Anyway,
Yeah.
go on, sorry.
No, I was just gonna add to that this, if we're gonna see a 4th race winner, I think this is the race. There's gonna be a lot of surprises, I think.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and funnily enough, I mean, they ran Valencia in 2012 as well, one of the few years where this track featured in the race calendar. Give me a second while I try and get everything up. So yeah, we had Hermes challenging Tarek Alcada last fortnight ago at Hockenheim, but it was Tarek who managed to fend off Hermes in the Alpine Renault. So that was very interesting, and you know, you would have thought in the dying laps at least Hermes would take the challenge to Tarek, but his time management wasn't as good as Tarek's, so fair dues to him. Anyway, we're rushing for time, but I'll quickly go through the constructors and drivers championship standings. So Ragged Edge still lead with a 91 points, 30 points over Dragon Spirit, the current rival, who are with 61 points, and then F0 with 44 points. Still all to play for. There's only 3 races into the season. I'm going to move the microphone a bit closer to my mouth just in case you can't hear me.
Trout League ASMR.
Yeah. This is what you pay for. This is what the donations go towards. But yeah, Hermes still on top. Only 9 points ahead of Hago Pom, though, his championship rival. But yeah, Clank Hughes, another one to look out for. Surprisingly, though, Hermes Riss hasn't won a race yet. He's featured second 3 times now. So this might be the one. Who knows? Like you said, we're going to see another race winner in Valencia. You know, the chances are pretty high that Hermes might be the one to come out on top. But you know, don't count your chickens before they hatch. The eggs, that, yeah. Anyway, just a quick view of the standings for everyone who's watching. As you can see, Hago Pom hasn't won yet either. You know, so it could go anybody's way, to be honest. And yeah, Ragged Edge have a fair gap forming over their rivals, Dragon Spirit DAC. But yeah, let's head into the race and see what's happening as I quickly boot up. Got a few new runners this weekend. We've got Dennis Divi, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and Alberto Azara. As far as I'm aware, those are the only two new faces tonight. But we've got the likes of Maximilian Younger, Tarek Alcada, Jack Smith, Hygo Palm, Magzire. A lot of big names racing tonight. David J. Bull, Octan, one of Octan's finest.
Rising star.
Oh man, he's not the one to be overlooked. I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to try my best to hold on to him next season, because I mean, you know, there's no lie that contracts are being thrown at him after Hockenheim finishing 6th. All eyes on him heading into this race, and his teammate Alex DeMoney, who hasn't had a good start to the season. You know, luck hasn't been on his side, so let's see how it turns out. Speaking of Alex DeMoney, though, I mean, it is worth mentioning that he did gain 4 penalty points last race, 2 separate incidents. I mean, it was just unfortunate. I mean, that's my opinion on it. As we're joined by Maximilian Younger in the commentator's booth. What does Maximilian have to say? He's currently silent at the moment. He's a bit shy. As we go trackside, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not shy. I just was muted for a second.
How can we help you, Maxi?
I just wanted to wish you good luck with the commentary. I'm sorry, I wasn't intentional in here.
Okay, well, if you can
I'll shoot off.
Politely bugger off and let me and Mizzy get on with business. We come into practice in the last dying minutes as we go along trackside with Douglas Falcon, who, like I said, we're in the last dying moments of practice, so we're not going to be with him for long. But looking at the timings so far, I mean, it shows for me at least Tarek Alcada is on top with a 136.1. What is the real life fastest lap, Mizzy?
I'm not sure about qualifying, but the race lap record is 1:38 until by Timo Glock.
Okay, so already breaking those records. I mean, it's no lie that these cars are faster, or designed to be faster. So, I mean, they'd naturally be breaking these records in real life, I think.
Yeah, especially now when you have Hypersoft tires. I'm not sure if the drivers would prefer Hypersofts over Ultras in this race, because I feel like on a street circuit it's really gonna eat through the tires. At least that's what I've heard from my own team, BM Racing, BM Aston Martin Racing, as it is called nowadays. Hypersofts seem to die off pretty quickly, so it's interesting to see what tires people choose for this one.
Well, looking at the standings at the moment after practice, it was actually Paul Magzire who set the fastest lap of a 136 flat, nearly 100th of a second faster than Tarek Alcada. But if we go to quickly go to before qualifying starts, as it has just started, if we quickly go to the hybrid lap times, you can see that Ermus Riss has set a fastest lap of 131.7 over the last 2 weeks of practice.
Yeah, that's incredibly fast.
I mean, whether or not there's a corner cut going on there, we don't really know, but we will be able to hopefully judge that tonight. As all cars pour out and qualifying commences, we run with Maximilian Younger, the current Formula Trout hybrid champion. Will be trying his best tonight to score some decent points for not only himself but Younger GP, his racing team. Now, can you tell me what compound tyres they are racing on tonight? Or they're trying to qualify on that phrase.
Yeah, I will try and tell you as soon as I am able to join the server.
I just saw that you had the checksum failed. I think you need to download the secondary file. It'll be in the livery pack. If you haven't
yeah, I have. For some reason.
Did you add the livery pack first and then Valencia on top? Because then you've just
No,
replaced.
no. Just give me a couple of minutes. I will get this fixed.
Okay, well, we'll do a bit of guesswork at the moment. I'm going to assume that they're not going out on the Hypersofts because that would be crazy. But if S Tracker is going to work for me tonight, this would be the best time. As you look at Ermis's lap around Valencia, that was set on the Hypersoft, the 131. So, like I said before, we're not too sure if there's a corner cut involved there, but if it's not, I mean, we'll be hoping to see somewhat similar lap times on that compound. As I just ramble on and try and fill some space whilst Mizzy connects to the server and tells me what compounds people are on. We're running blind tonight.
This is the production quality that everyone loves.
Yeah, man, this is why you keep coming here. So there's 25 corners around Valencia, and there's a fair few run-off areas, but these walls do get a bit cramped around certain corners. As I myself am trying to identify this track as we're watching it tonight. Also, everyone remember to vote for your driver of the day. Hashtag DOTD. A lot of drivers crossing the line now. We've got the likes of Ermis Riss setting a 134.7. His current championship rival, well, one of the rivals, Tarek Alcada with a 135.6, closest currently to him on track. Jack Smith,
Yeah.
also in the 135s.
I think those two drivers, I'm expecting them to compete for the win around this track. Both are showing very good pace in practice.
Remember that the grip levels are low during qualifying. It takes a couple of laps for the grip to set in. Hopefully we'll see the times slowly drop as the levels rise. As I realise that I've not set back to qualifying. I do apologise for the stream. As we run with Ermis Riss, how are we looking so far? Are you connected yet?
I am still trying to fix the problem. I will tell you when I have it fixed. Carlos is currently helping me out.
Yeah, it still says you've got checks on next match, unfortunately. A lot of the drivers finishing their first stint now. I mean, these guys will pretty much only be carrying 1 or 2 laps of fuel on board. They have to carry enough fuel to get around the track and box. When I say box, I obviously mean getting to the pit. They cannot return to pit by teleporting. They have to be within their pit box. If they don't return to their pit box properly, they will be disqualified from the rest of the session. And whatever time they've set will be their qualifying time.
Has anyone broken the rule yet?
Not that I'm aware of. They've not broken the rule, but they have obviously returned to pit, and then they've known to kind of call it a day. They're not allowed back out. I've seen a few people succumb to that, as Max Stein looks to pit awkwardly, I must add. Unfortunately, I haven't got the Ragged Edge livery update by the looks of things.
Oh yeah, I saw they got a new sponsor for the car.
Yeah. How about that?
Some wannabe Octane sponsor, I think.
I don't know, man. I'm not saying anything. I'm staying out of this one. Just drawing light to it. Is Douglas Falcon goes 5th fastest with a 1:36.8. Good on you. So, Valencia, a controversial track selection as Irma slows down and is about to embark on his flying lap. Yeah, not a lot of people too fond of Valencia, whether or not it's the mod or just the way the track feels with this car. But
yeah, from what I've heard, it's just a very hard track, especially in these modern F1 cars where you have so much downforce, so you're just carrying so much speed through the tight corners. You're really pushing the limits.
Yeah, definitely have an interesting result on our hands, so it's all to play for, especially with the midfield. You know, easy points could be up for grabs tonight. Unfortunately, you still cannot connect, which is a shame to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the problem is, as I have replaced all the files with the updated ones. Unless there is a problem with the delivery pack.
Not too sure, unfortunately. It just worked for me. Almost risk going fastest of all, bettering his time, a 1:33.64. But it looks like he's gone and used all of his battery, so this will probably be an in-lap for him now as we run with Tarek Alcada. He's currently 6/10ths up on his previous best. He'll be breaking into the 1:34s if he keeps this lap together, but still not enough to take on the likes of Ermis Riss. David Bull manages to break into the 1:36s. as Tarek Alcada crosses the line. 134.5. Still got enough juice in the car by the looks of things to go for another one though, so we'll be sticking with him as I still try and learn this track. Seems like a nice mod though.
Yeah, it's a very good looking mod, I must say.
You know, it might be that it's a bit flat, but as far as mods go, this is pretty good. It's just, I guess it's the location, maybe. It's just not very inspiring. Set in a dockyard.
Yeah, you're just within two walls all the time. You just feel boxed in.
Agrophobia's being triggered. Alex Cochran going 6th fastest, 136.1 on the brink of breaking into the 135s. Sorry.
I saw Alex put in quite a bit of practice for this race, so I'm expecting him to get a decent finish.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, you tend to find that on these new tracks that people don't tend to know that the midfield almost put in more practice than the rest of the pack, because they stand a better chance of winning points on these tracks in particular.
Yeah, and I've said it before in the Formula 3 stream. Midfield is where the real battle is going on. Like that's where people are really close to each other.
Yeah, definitely. As Jack Smith goes 2nd fastest, a 134.4, 10, well, just under a 10th faster than Tarek Alcada.
So, as we were talking about drivers earlier, what do you think about Maximilian Junger? He really hasn't showed. I mean, he has showed decent pace, but he hasn't really been on the level I expected him to be coming into this season.
And he had a good few races against the likes of Ragged Edge. I mean, they came into the season halfway through and showed dominance from the get-go, which, I mean, given the championship circumstances, I think Maxi was ahead at that point, but it was Maxi who was able to kind of capitalise on the likes of Clank Hughes's mistakes at that point, when valuable points were a lot harder to grab. So Maxi isn't showing the same kind of dominance as he did in the latter stages of the season as one of the championship contenders. But let me say, I know it's a bit long-winded, but I don't think we should rule him out just yet. He's a bit of a dark horse and will be there when necessary, when the time comes. Unfortunately, that time hasn't come yet. What were you about to say? Sorry.
Yeah. No. I just wanted to add on top of that. I've talked to him a couple of times, and maybe, to me at least, it kind of sounds like he's lacking hunger. You know, he's already won how many championships? 3.
3, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he's just kind of, you know, he's been there, done that. Maybe he's just lacking that hunger. You know, but I mean, I know he's a very competitive driver, and he's not happy with all these setbacks he has faced in the previous couple of races. So I think it just takes those couple of races. Maybe the fire's lit again.
Yeah, maybe
this is the race.
He's going through a bit of a Kimi Raikkonen phase at the moment, where he's just showing up to races, and if he wins, well, he'll be happy. If he doesn't, I don't know. He's quick to to throw in the towel at the moment. I think he's once he gets his game face on, then we'll know. Then we'll see the real Maxi. But yeah, you're right. You know, it will take something to trigger that light bulb.
People are setting pretty good laps right now.
The real question is, can Mizzy connect to the server before qualifying?
I think this is it. I have a good feeling about this.
What did you change this time?
I have to manually drop in the KN file for the 10th time. I think it's fixed now.
Oh, Christ.
Don't tell me.
My friend.
Oh, no. Okay. How much time do I have?
We've got 3 minutes until qualifying's over. As we've written with Tarek Al-Qadar at the moment, he's currently 5/10 up, so this is a good one for him. Just needs to kind of complete the lap. Fortunately, I'm still struggling to get any reference point of where we are on the track, so I couldn't tell you if he's just around the corner or what, but it looks like it's a good one. And this is the quality of commentary that you guys get when you tune in and watch.
I mean, all I'm saying is just drop in a few donations and I think we can get this thing rolling again.
Here we go, guys, here we go. Tarek Al-Qadar is along the pit straight, 8/10 up. That puts him in second place.
Yeah,
it is
that's
so close. It is, what is it, 4/10 between the likes of him and Ermus Riss, 400th, sorry.
Yeah, that's very good. That you can definitely see the track grip is getting better.
But does this mean? Sorry, I was about to say, does this mean that we're going to see an improvement from the likes of Ermus Riss?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like he's definitely going to improve on that. Considering his best time in practice was 1:31, I think he's taking it easy right now.
He comes into
but there's
the pits,
definitely room for improvement.
Comes into the pits and, well, he's got 2 minutes to get back out there. Tarek Al-Qadar looks like what might be his last ditch attempt at trying to get on the front row at least, because I don't think he's going to have enough time to get back to the pits and do another straight. I can't even talk. I'm stumbling over my own words here. I'm sorry. This is all too much for me.
It's too exciting.
It really is. Maxi Younger goes third fastest. You know, we're maybe seeing that side of Maxi that we haven't seen in quite a while, as he lets one of the faster cars past him. Looks like this is a warm-up lap for him.
Yeah, this is we're getting into the dying moments of qualifying. This is the perfect time to set a really good lap as the track grip is at its best.
Jack Smith, 2/10 up, heading into the last corner. Unfortunately, has to bail out as the car ahead of him kind of, well, ruins his line. He won't be happy with that. You know, those 2/10 might have been 4/10 heading into the last corner. You know, that would have put him into contention for at least being on the front row of the second row.
I mean, all he needs is a good start in the race, and that all could change. I mean, he could be on the front row going into turn one. Who knows? Oh boy.
Jake Bond goes 7th fastest with a 1:35.1. Maximilian Younger is all eyes on him as he embarks on his final flying lap. Neither here nor there at the moment though. In fact, he's slightly slower than his previous lap. Could all change with a correction in one corner maybe. Heading into the second sector. It doesn't look like a good one. We quickly switch to Ermis Riss. He's actually 3/10 up on this lap. Looks like it might just go his way tonight, at least in qualifying. No, it's no lie that Ermis has put in plenty of practice tonight, but it's definitely paid off. 7/10 up on his previous best, 132.9.
I wonder if this is the race where he can finally convert that into a race win.
I wouldn't be surprised, but anything goes in Trout League. You know, these guys know it. Hugo Palm unfortunately hasn't been on the pace tonight. No, he's currently 6th fastest, but it doesn't look like he'll be improving on this lap, as qualifying is deemed over, unfortunately. So yeah, let's run through it. A lot of the drivers have opted for the ultra soft tyre. In fact, all of the drivers have opted for that tyre. Ermis Riss and Paul Magzire. Oh, I didn't even consider Paul Magzire. Where was his time on the board? All right,
yeah,
well,
I didn't see that either.
Well, the Ragged Edge boys confirm a 1-2.
Once again.
Yeah, with Ermis Riss first, Paul Magzire second, Tarek Alcada racing for DAC Alpine in third, Maximilian Younger in fourth, Nils Fischer in fifth, Jack Smith in sixth, Hago Pom in seventh, Dave Southwood in eighth, Douglas Falcon in ninth, and Jake Bond in 10th. It's a shame you won't be here to see your boy. Matt Stein in 11th, Alex DeMoney in 12th, Cyprian Stoyan in 13th, Alex Cochran in 14th, David Bull in 15th, Richard Tippett in 16th, and Roberto Zara in 17th. Got Colton Fox, who unfortunately doesn't seem to be with us at the moment, is in 18th, and Dennis Divvy in 19th.
I must say, Nils Fischer, it's a very good outing from him. I mean, brilliant performance.
Yep. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever doubted his abilities, to be honest. But, I mean, I'm going to shut up now as we run trackside with the drivers. And it's lights out, away we go. And it's a good start from Paul Magzai, who's now alongside his teammate. Ermis Riss pulling away, and it seems like it's a clean start from the rest of the gang. We head into turn 2. No contact in the distance as I quickly return to pits and switch the stream to race. And it's almost as if you're watching a professional stream. How about that, guys? Ermis Riss pulling away from the likes of Paul Magzire now. But it's the rest of the pack who are in the deep end at the moment, as I just see a incident in the distance. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell who it was.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I wonder why. Are you actually in? Are you actually in yet?
Still trying, I'm still trying.
Jesus. I don't know what to say, man. Anyway, Ermis Riss already breaking away from his teammate, 1.3 seconds ahead. Max Stein battling with the likes of the octane car of David Bull. However, as Max Stein makes it ahead of Alex Cochran, I believe. No, it was Jake Bond. My bad.
Seems like a fairly clean start from everyone.
It really was. I was surprised. Hago Pom eyes up Maximilian Younger. Maximilian Younger locks up, but manages to stay ahead, at least for the time being. Where is Clank? Question that the stream is asking at the moment. I could not tell you where Clank is. Where is Clank? As there's contact between Hago and Maximilian Younger. There's a bit of a love tap from the rear. I think that was Stoyan who... no, Maximilian Younger. He's unfortunately dropping down.
That's so unfortunate again. Max, he just... so much bad luck. So much bad luck. This is definitely get his blood boiling.
That is not what we want to see tonight. Maximilian was in a good position now. You know, anything can happen, but
we've seen it before. We've seen it before. He started from the back and he's been able to fight through the field and finish the podium. So I still have hope in him.
He just needs to kind of keep level-headed right now and not throw in the towel. Max Stein is pushed out of the points. Jake Bond into 10th position. Tarek Alcada eyeing up Paul Magzire. Can he get past? There's the question tonight. Looks like Ermis Riss has been held off at the moment by his rear gunner. Max Stein pits. Could be due to damage. It's close between these two though. All Talcada needs is one mistake from Paul Magzire and that's that position in the bag. Nils Fischer is on a good run at the moment and wants to get past the likes of Hago Pom. Goes down the inside, claims the position. Unfortunately, we haven't got a livery for him. I can't tell you why. But that's 4th place for him, and it's looking pretty good for him. Hago's not done yet though. Takes the long way round, but isn't able to do anything about it, and now has a Jack Smith problem on his hands.
I mean, Nils Fischer, he's showing really good pace here.
I mean, you'd say that, but can you actually see it?
I'm watching from the stream.
I appreciate that. Ermis Riss sets the fastest lap of a 1:36.2. Alcada looking for any way round the likes of Magzire. Definitely blue on blue tonight.
Yeah, and it looks like a fairly hard track to overtake on as well. A lot of tight corners.
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't look like the DRS zones giving them that much of an advantage.
How many DRS zones are there on this track?
I want to say 3, but probably 2. I couldn't even tell you if there are any. His rear, the drag reduction system definitely opened on that.
The infamous letterbox.
Tarek Alcada, unfortunately, having to back off a little after a bit of a bump over the curb and settled his car. Goes for a move on Paul Magzire, who locks up and oversteers and nearly collects into the wall.
Oh, yeah, that was very close. Oh my god.
Jesus. I love the delayed reaction, but it's almost as if... But yeah, Tarek Al-Qudda is on a good lap here as both drivers head out the last corner and cross the line and embark on their 5th lap. Ermis Rist though is just pulling away. The gap now 5.6 seconds.
Yeah, he must be loving this. He knows the cars behind are battling, and it just means he can pull away.
Just do what he's supposed to do right now and just keep it clean. I mean, that's easier said than done for Ermis, who unfortunately he's on the top of his game, but he still makes these like rookie mistakes that you'd have thought he'd iron out by now. But these things happen to the best, so
yeah. He needs to keep it clean. He needs to stay level-headed, and I think if he can do that, the win is his.
Michael Pom unfortunately losing out to Jack Smith there, but it's not over as Hygo Pom pulls into his slipstream and back around the outside. Seems like this corner here, can't tell you which one, seems to be a very popular corner for overtakes. But if you can't get it done around the outside, then you're going to lose a lot of time trying to make up. Hygo Pom just trying to stay in the slipstream as he pulls in, goes for an overtake on the inside and manages to get it done, but Jack Smith is now all over him, and it looks like it's going to be back and forth between these two tonight.
I'm in!
Hey! Well done, man. I'm happy for you. Now tell me these tyre strategies as you're running with Stoyan. I mean, I say that, but poor Magzai is all over Al-Qudda.
So currently everyone else is on ultras except Max Stein, who's on super softs.
Yeah, Max Stein making the early pit, I think, on lap 2.
He must have been involved in an incident, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Question is, where is Clank Hughes? Clank Hughes did not start tonight. There's contact between the likes of Jake Bond and I can't tell you who else. Was it even Jake Bond? I think it was.
Ah, that's really unfortunate. I wonder who that was with.
It was one of the Stark GP guys. I think is it Stark GP? Is that a team? The yellow and blue car looks like a McDonald's endorsement, but aren't actually sponsored by McDonald's. Strange. But it's an interesting livery nonetheless. Stoyan goes for an overtake on Alex Cochran, and that's 7th place for him. There's contact though as Alex Cochran tries to make that position back. Keep it clean though.
And it looks like we have our first DNF, which is Jake Bond.
That's a shame.
That's very unfortunate to see as a team owner, seeing one of your own drivers retiring. Heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see. What you do want to see though is both your boys near the points, or at least one of them currently in the points. Go on, David Bull. Show him how we do it in Octane. Project P1.
I mean, Octane driver sitting in P10, but we do have a BM Junior driver sitting in P4 right now, showing very good performance, making the team owner very happy right now.
I mean,
while I say all this, Ormus has pulled an 8-second gap. That's a lot.
that is correct. 8 seconds, and there's 8 seconds between the likes of I'd say 8 seconds. I can't count. There's about 6 seconds between 3rd and 4th as well, so the gaps are beginning to form, and they're only 7 laps in. Unfortunately, because of trying to watch all the battles on track at the moment. We did unfortunately miss Paul Magzai overtake Tarek Alcada, so I do apologise about that. But these things happen.
Alex Cochran getting really close to Stoyan right there. Almost touching him.
And we have another driver removed from the race. David Dibley.
I wonder if that was a retirement or a connection issue.
He said he was removed, so I'd assume it was a steward's decision to do that.
Well, we will hear about. We will hear from that after the race.
It looks like Alcada might have some damage on his front wing as Tommy Yelatalo disconnects from the server.
I accidentally alt F4'd.
How did you accidentally alt F4? It's two separate buttons. They're not even next to each other.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, so Alcada looks like he's got damage to his front wing, which is not going to help him around this track. I wonder how that happened.
It could very well be that he just underestimated his speed and just went in too hot and touched a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, that front wing looks damaged.
Yeah.
He's pulling a really good gap.
Sorry to cut across, but Stoyan goes wide and gifts 7th back to Alex. And Jack Smith is on the rear of Fisher. Looks like he's managed to shake Hygo Pom from his tail, but now he wants to get past Fisher. He can smell that podium further down the line. Jack Smith's the one to be able to do this.
Yeah, the fight for P3 is on.
Yeah.
They're very close to each other. That front wing must be hurting Alcada right now. He's slowed down a lot.
Yeah, he's lost 2 seconds to Paul Magzai over the last 2 laps.
I wonder if he's just trying to extend his stint so he doesn't have to do so he doesn't have to pit for a harder tyre than because I believe the drivers are going for a ultra soft to super soft strategy. I feel like if he pitted right now, he would have to go on a soft tyre or a medium tyre. It's definitely not what he wants around here.
Roberto Rosario pits. Oh, as Jack Smith locks up and Nils Fisher locks up, but Jack Smith seems to have a lot of oversteer heading into that corner. It looks like his brakes locked up so much that he just lost control of the car. They have a love tap, but both drivers are on with the rest of the race.
I'm not sure what happened, but David J. Bull, he's dropped down to 13th now as Maximilian Junger overtakes him. I'm not sure if he just lost control of his car earlier, because I believe he was P10 only a lap or 2 ago.
His car seems to be fine, so maybe he managed to keep it out of the wall, but yeah, whatever's happened probably won't be helping his tyres. A lock up there from him. Jack Smith already recuperating onto the back of Nils Fisher again.
Yeah, I mean, Alcada, he must be praying for a Jack Smith to catch up to Fisher, because that's what he needs. He needs those 2 drivers to battle just so he can get a bit of breathing room, because with his current pace, he's not going to be able to hold these 2 drivers back.
Barely anything between these 2 drivers at the moment.
It seems to be the closest battle on the track right now, as the field seems fairly even right now, evenly spaced.
Jack Smith pulling out all the stops to try and get past. Probably not doing his tyres any good though.
Yeah, I just love seeing these drivers just push the car to limit around here. Oh, really late on the brakes there.
Looks like
As
he's pitting.
he goes in the pits. For initially, it looked like a mistake, but I believe that was completely intentional as he pits for... Does not tell me what tyre. Super softs.
Yeah, so you're cold,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So just like I said, I think the optimal strategy around here is ultra softs to super softs. One-stop strategy.
Should be noted that Nils Fischer does have damage to his front wing. Doesn't look as bad as Alcada, who it looks like he's barely hanging on, to be honest.
Yeah. Now, this move from Jack Smith, it has to put some pressure on Tarek and Nils, because they have to be thinking that Jack Smith, he's on a fresh set of tyres right now. So, do they want to try and extend their tyres a little bit more? Or do they just want to go straight in the pits?
The brilliant thing about Jack's position right now is actually not in any traffic whatsoever. So
yeah, that really benefits him. As soon as he gets those tyres up to temperature, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to lap faster than Fischer and Alcada.
Yeah, definitely. Stoyan's caught up with Alex Cochran, which is currently the closest battle on, well, one of the closest battles. Is Maxi Younger's caught up with the second Octane driver, Alex Demuni.
Alex is not going to make it easy for Maxi, as Maxi tries to overtake him on that outside.
Gets a great line though.
Through the inside. Yeah. Be very close, and I think Alex is going to have to just let him go through. As Hagel Poom is in the pits.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's on super softs as well. So I believe this is around the time where drivers want to start pitting for a fresh set of super softs.
I mean, Alex just had to concede that position. He kind of defended clean air in a sense. Maxi almost knew how to take that line, considering Alex was going to block off the inside. So good on Maxi for just kind of positioning his car perfectly to combat.
Fischer's getting really close to Alcada here, but I'm just wondering what these drivers are thinking. They're still staying out, and Jack Smith, he's slowly edging closer and closer on those super softs. The gap is only 13.7 seconds now. I'm not sure how long a pit stop around here is, but I think Jack Smith is able to do an undercut on both of those drivers.
Yeah, you're right there, especially if these guys are going to battle, which is definitely what's going to happen. Nils Fischer goes wide.
Yeah. That could possibly be where the drivers have gotten some wing damage. It looks very bumpy around there, and Tarek goes very wide, and there's some contact.
These guys will just have to pit. They have to just make what they can of that and pit. I mean, that was a fortunate place to crash.
Jack Smith comes around the last corner. That's a solid undercut there.
That's just worked out perfectly for him. Now he's just, he's technically, what? How far behind the likes of Paul Magzire? As I'm waiting for my ACTV to update. 30 seconds.
30?
30 seconds, sorry, he's 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, 30 seconds to warmers, yeah. So it looks like Alcada and Fischer, they both changed their front wings and they're both on super softs. But they lost a lot of time there. Personally speaking, if I was in their shoes, I would have pitted right after Jack Smith did. Because that was just, you just knew that was going to happen. The possibility for an undercut was there.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, that was just textbook from Jack Smith. And
I believe Jack Smith gained about 6 seconds on that. So that's very good from Jack Smith.
It's one thing to get an overtake on the person you're battling against, but that was two people right there. Those just, yeah. I mean, that if that's not going to get driver of the day, I don't know what is. Like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just, he's just quickly just thinking on his feet. He knows he's stuck behind two cars. I mean, yeah, he might be pitting a lap or two too early, but he knows that he's going to lose a lot more time just following these two cars.
Maxi is behind David Bull now, so what the heck has happened? Wasn't David Bull 15th a second ago? What?
Yeah.
Is he pitted? I mean, he just went off a second ago, so I'm not quite sure what's happened.
I'm not sure, because I look at the Assetto standings and it says David Bull is in 12th position and Max is in 8th.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if he's getting a lap. The ACTV says that David Bull is in 9th.
Yeah, might have to change the standings.
Maxi goes into the pits and he puts on super soft tires, yep. And I think that's the strategy everyone's going to go with, unless there is an accident.
Maxi looked like he made that decision right at the last second, because it wobbled into the pits. I don't know if it was because of the traffic around him or what, but
it could also be the tires.
yeah, he could be right there. Looking at the standings though, it doesn't look that much different. So, what I'm saying is I've changed the standing tower. Yeah, David Bull is 9th, Alex the Money 8th. So
Wormus out of the pits on super soft tires, and the gap to Paul Maxire, to his teammate, is, as soon as the timings update, it is, I am not sure.
Jack Smith is barely
14 seconds. 14 seconds to P2.
Jack Smith is literally like 4 seconds behind the likes of Paul Magzire now. 3 seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah, Jack Smith's showing some good pace.
A lot of the drivers pulling into the pits now. Dave Southwood. David Bull unfortunately dropping down the numbers. His teammate Alex the Money's still holding on to the points with a damaged front wing, so good on him for that.
Has David J. Bull still pitted?
I don't think he has.
I don't.
No, I don't think either of the Octane drivers have.
So it looks like both the Octane drivers, either they're like incredibly good on the tires, or they're just bad. They're the only two drivers who have not pitted.
I mean, these Octane strategies.
Yeah, it's the Octane strategy. Is this ultra soft to hyper soft strategy?
Well, we'll find out. You know, whether or not these guys can hold on that long. I'm expecting a pit anytime now.
Just watching Alex drive around the track, those tyres do not look that good. No. It doesn't look like they have a lot of grip left in them, so it's very interesting to see what they're planning here.
Admire that livery though.
Yes, it's it reminds me of a livery I've seen in Formula 1, but I'm not sure which one it is.
I don't know what you're on about, man. Alex staying out another lap. His tyres clearly not bothering him.
It's getting very interesting. He's definitely thought of a strategy which I have not. I think he's
playing 4D chess right now.
He is. I think this might be the biggest outplay of the season. Who knows? He might be putting on those hypersofts and just doing some quali laps right at the end. I mean,
when we said there'd be a different race winner tonight, this is what we meant. It's going down with a 3-stomp. Anyway, back to the game. Jack Smith 2 seconds behind Paul Magzire. You can see him just down the end of the road. All drivers have pitted, right? Besides Octane now. Can you confirm that?
Yes, that is correct.
Maxi, unfortunately, having a bit of a bang with the likes of Hago Pom earlier. Was it Hago Pom? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, I believe it's a Hago bomb, yeah.
Unfortunately, Maxi not in the points at the moment, but is making a bit of a comeback, so we'll be watching that tonight.
Maxar, Jack Smith and Niels Fischer setting almost identical times. So the battle for P2, it's on. It'll take us a couple of mistakes.
Yep.
And they're right on each other.
A few tenths here, a few tenths there. There's 25 corners. A lot of mistakes to be made.
Yeah. Currently, it's looking very dominant from Ormans Rees, who has led the race from lap 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry to cut across, but breaking news: Alex Simoni has pulled the trigger and is in the pits. He's in 11th position, which isn't a bad place.
And he is on the super softs, so interesting strategy. Interesting strategy. There might have been some miscommunication from Pitwall.
Yeah, I can't really speak for my team strategist.
Also, David Japel has also pulled the trigger and went on super softs. So both of the Octane drivers on fresh tyres now.
Watch out. Ilmus Riss sets a current fastest lap of 1:35.5. It just doesn't stop. You know, he's already built up enough of a gap. He just doesn't want to turn the engine down.
Again, Paul Maxar and Jack Smith setting almost identical times. Just keeping that 2-second gap. Who's going to be the first one to make a mistake? As the grid is surprisingly evenly spaced out, none of the cars are that close to each other except Niels Fischer and Alcada within a second of each other. Other than that, it's looking pretty calm.
Niels Fischer.
So,
sorry, go on.
I was just going to ask, well, what are your thoughts on the race so far? Is this how you imagine the race to go, or what do you think?
I mean, I'm surprised from Jack Smith. I haven't written him off, but you know, he hasn't shown 100% so far. So to see him, you know, in a podium position right now is great. And you know, we're not even ruling him out of second place. Anything can happen the next 20 or so laps. Even though there's not 20 laps. It's about 14, I believe.
Yeah, 14 laps.
But yeah, I mean, even like Niels Fischer and Tarek Algada, I didn't consider Niels Fischer so high up. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. Bit of a surprise from Hago Pom. I was expecting a bit more from him this weekend, but looking at the looking at the lap times throughout the week, he was fourth fastest.
Yeah, but he did have that incident with Maxi, so damage from that could have hindered him a little bit.
It just unsettled him, you know, like something like that can play in your mind as well. You might just be taking
definitely.
a bit easier.
And it seems like Max seemingly younger is currently stuck in P10, not really gaining on the guy in front, who is Falcon.
Yeah, they're roughly within 10 seconds. Like, well, what I'm saying is Maxi Younger is within 10 seconds of 7th place. So anything can happen there. There's definitely, you know.
Still, I'm very surprised to see, you know, Maximilian Younger and David Falcon.
So it's a cut across, but Alcada goes for a move on the inside, the outside. Sorry, goes a bit deep, but
a bit of a locker from Niels Fischer there. Side by side, and I think Niels, yeah, he's definitely going to have it. That inside line through that corner, if you have that, you have to position.
Yeah, you've just got to make sure that they don't do what Maximilian Younger does. You just got to make sure.
Oh, Niels Fischer goes really wide in the last corner, and I think Alcada's going to have him yet. and he's even going to have a DRS, so it's perfect for Alcada. A couple of mistakes here and there from both drivers. I think Alcada put some pressure on Niels Fischer, and he tried to go really fast in the last corner. He didn't want to have Tarek going side by side with him through there, so
yeah, you're right there.
Unfortunate to see that mistake, but that's just how it is. You know, people putting pressure on each other, and some drivers just crack under pressure, and unfortunately we saw that from Niels Fischer.
Well,
hopefully he can come back from this.
Both drivers did crack, but it's how you handle the pressure. It's how you handle them aftermath. Can you rise above?
Yeah,
this
definitely.
time?
There's still 13 laps to go, so I mean the battle is not done. Fischer is only half a second behind Tarek within DRS range, so the battle is not over yet.
Both drivers obviously with something to prove as well. It's Alcada's first season, and well, Niels Fischer has been around the block for quite a while, so
yeah, he's a veteran driver in Trout League. I believe he was here in season 1, I believe, in the Codemasters Trout League way back in 2016. So he's definitely like you said, being around the block, and he's still showing that he has the pace.
He's one of those drivers that should not be, underrated whatsoever. Just kind of goes under the radar, though. Doesn't,
Yeah, I think he's a fairly underrated driver. I mean, he was. Did he have his own team before this?
Yeah, he raced.
He had a team.
Renault.
Yeah. He Renault went down, so he was basically a free agent for a little bit, and none of the other teams really seemed to be interested in him. But I knew the talent. I saw the talent in him, so I signed him straight away, which I think was a good call. I mean, I know what he's capable of. He's a very good driver, and he's showing it right now. I mean, a couple of mistakes here and there, still showing good pace. I mean, Valencia, it's not an easy track.
No, you're right there.
Yeah, it's like a fast-paced Monaco. As we have another retirement, Roberto Azara. I'm not sure what happened, but he has. Was that a retirement, or was that?
I think it was a retirement. Yeah. As Maximilian Younger loses out to Falcon this lap, but Maximilian is on his current personal best lap. As I say that, bit back and forth.
Yeah, just looking at the best laps, a lot of people in 36s and 37s, so nobody's really off the pace here. I mean, Ormus is the only one who has dipped into the 35s, which I was expecting, but everyone else showing a pretty similar pace. So Ormus Rees has set a purple Sector 1, improving on his 35.3, going even faster. I think he's just enjoying this. I mean, I think this is what he does best. He's very good at just when he's not being put under pressure, he can just sit back and relax and just do his thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much hammer on the nail right there. Ormus Rees, as soon as he gets clean air, he's gone. That's the one thing you need to kind of withhold from him.
Yeah.
As Dave
Southwood, Dave Southwood getting very close to Stoyan here. With that beautiful Force India looking livery, which you do not have, but I do. That pink is very nice. Staying very close to Stoyan. Getting DRS here. As he tries to go on the inside of Stoyan. And you can just see the speed difference. The move is already done. Or is it? As Stoyan tries to come back. The corner is just too tight.
It's now Stoyan's turn though with DRS. Is he a bit too far back? That is the question.
To to me, it looked like the two drivers have went for slightly different setups. At least to me, it looked like Dave Southwood was using a bit less wing than Stein. Looking at the speed difference.
He's just pulling away from him. Stoyan is good under the brakes though, but again, too far back to really capitalise, especially with DRS.
Yeah, Stein seems to gain in these corners, but Dave Southwood's just pulling away on the straights.
Said he was at 290 on the straight, Dave Southwood, whereas Stoyan was at just under 310.
Williams Reese coming across some lapped cars. Max Stein. Hopefully it'll be a clean overtake.
Stein looking to pull to the inside. Oh, the outside now.
Oof. You feel close there. He gets it done. Stoyan trying to come back at Dave Southwood, but even with DRS, he's not gaining as much as he should. And I think that's just the difference in downforce. I'll be honest, I was expecting more action coming into this race, considering how the track is.
Yeah, it's like the inaugural Baku race where everyone was expecting safety cars everywhere, and you know, nothing happened. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a surprise, but I mean, we all kind of expected Hermes to somewhat run away with it if he got clean air, so just didn't expect Max Younger. Well,
yeah, just another unfortunate accident for Maxi, and this is this the third time he has been taken out this season. I swear it's happened to him like every race.
Yeah, this is just like 2016 Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's just the bad luck.
Considering the amount of mistakes or accidents, are they just accidents, or is Max pushing too much?
Yeah, maybe that's something that he's gonna have to question, or have people question.
I mean, if these accidents are happening so consistently, you know, maybe it's in the driver.
How can you tell a driver to not go for these moves, though? Especially someone so determined.
Yeah, but maybe that determination is backfiring. I mean, I'm not saying this is the case with Maximilian Junger. He's very experienced, but I know if I was in his shoes, I would definitely get frustrated. So yeah. maybe he's trying to push too hard.
Max Stein looking for a way around David Bull.
Getting really close to the wall. So he's trying to go around the outside. It looks like Maximilian Junger joins the party, and David J. Bull defends from him and keeps the position, but has a really bad exit. Ooh, being pushed a little bit wide there. Very close between David J. Bull and Maximilian Junger. This lets Max Stein just push away cleanly. Whilst the Octane driver gets overtaken by two Junger GP cars.
It's not what you want to see, I'll admit, but you know, defending against one car, he kind of just made himself susceptible to the other car.
Yeah, I mean he did his best, and I'm sure Alex would have wanted J. Bull to do a bit more than that, as he's still sitting in P10, only 7 seconds away from the Junger GP drivers. He's definitely going to be the next target for those green arrows.
Green arrows. Moon arrows. But yeah, 7 laps to go. Can he do it? That's 1 second a lap there.
Yeah, that is a lot, and we do need to remember Alex did pit a lot later than the other drivers, so his tyres are looking good.
His front wing isn't.
Oh,
As he locks up a little bit there.
Max Stein's off. Max Stein's off.
Oh God.
I am not sure what happened. I think he just went wide, and David Chapel regains P12.
Now with a frustrated Max Stein on his case.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want that position back. And I don't think...
Alex Dimini hits. Oh, that's not what I want to see.
That's very unfortunate to see. I believe it's a front wing damage. I mean, he was losing almost 2 seconds to Maximilian Junger on that lap alone. So it must have been heavy damage.
Yeah,
as he comes out with another set of super softs. Interesting choice considering there's only 6 laps in the race.
I don't know what to say. Unfortunate call.
Yeah, I don't think the pit crew is ready for that.
No.
I mean, that happened so fast and so close to the pit entrance. I don't think there was time to react.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a communication breakdown there with the pit wall. Rolling with Jack Smith at the moment. Paul Magza is being overtaken by an attempt of an overtake is being made to unlap himself by Alex Dimini.
Yeah, I think Alex is hungry now.
Yeah.
he wants to regain something at least, so I think he's going to try and push really hard here. As he slightly taps the wall, I think. On my screen, he looked like he slightly tapped the wall on the outside. So he's trying to push really hard. Probably not the best thing to do with cold tyres.
Well, let's hope we get up to temperature soon.
Warmers Rees still keeping a good 20-second gap to P2, so I think he's just pulling Hamilton on us.
It looks like
getting pole position, leading from that one.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a grand slam from him. He's pretty much led every session, and
yeah, and I believe this would mean he is the 4th winner of this season, 4th race winner.
Still
very
5
exciting
laps to go, so you never know.
Yeah, anything can happen on this track. I mean, he could also run out of the field. You don't know.
These things do happen more often than you think they.
Jack Smith still keeping that 2-second gap to Max Sire. Like I said, they're just setting identical times. I believe it's been like that for well over 10 laps now. Just identical times.
Paul Mags had a bit of a bad exit a few corners back, but is managing to gain back that time in the lap part of the lap. So it could just be down to setup where they lose and gain time.
Yeah.
This is why I love watching open setup races, because it's just so unpredictable. You know.
Also, fastest lap of the race by Maximilian Junger, 1:35 dead. It's a very fast lap. And he's in P10.
Well, at least
so that would mean 1 point. Yeah, that would mean 1 point for Junger GP. Not looking very good for Junger GP in constructors.
I think that'll put us neck and neck with them in the constructors. 4 races in though, and I mean, how many points has he got overall? I'm gonna say 1. Right, well, I think he's got a few more than that.
He finished P7 in Australia. But that's it. DNF in Bahrain and no show in Germany in his home race. Jack Smith, he's slowly edging towards Paul Maxire.
He might get
Less than a
DRS.
second now. I wonder if Maxire has some damage, or why he's slowing down so much.
It might be the tyres going, who knows?
Yeah, it could be the tyres, but no, we do need to remember, I believe Jack Smith pitted before Paul Maxire.
Yeah.
If I'm not completely mistaken. I mean, we do, as Paul Maxire has a massive lock-up, yeah, that's definitely going to have to hurt the tyres.
Definitely brings her into DRS zone now.
Yeah. It only takes a few lockups and your tyres are toasted. Two laps to go. Apologies, three laps to go. Yeah.
3 laps to go, and the battle on for second place is here.
Yeah, it's definitely on. I think Maxire he's feeling the pressure from Jack Smith now. Jack Smith really wants it. You can see he's getting really close to the walls, pushing really hard.
Now or
So
never.
he should be within DRS range here. Now, he needs to be careful with this. He does have a couple of laps to play around with, so I hope he doesn't make any stupid mistakes. Keeps it clean and waits for the right time. Because if he overtakes Maxire too early, Maxire could be right behind him, and he could do the same thing on the next lap, which would possibly be the last lap to be able to overtake on. So.
I mean, you don't want to let him overtake you whatsoever, but it might come down to a strategic overtake.
It's Dave Southwood looking very racy right now against Hey Go Boom, as he's only a half a second behind. Getting very close. We do a bad exit there. Should have DRS.
Jack Smith is definitely gaining under braking. Just getting closer and closer in the braking zones as both drivers.
As we see a red car in the distance. This could be. Oh,
Could be
he's
an
getting very
overtake
close there.
from Jack Smith here, who eyes the inside but pulls back out onto the racing line.
Paul Maxire, he must see that lapped car in front of him. I mean, that's gonna chance to get him. Oh, there's a very slowing or chippy car. That was very close. I believe Max Stein, I think he's out of fuel. He's pulling to the side of the track, and I think he's retiring out of the session. He has run out of fuel.
That's unfortunate to hear. But all eyes on Paul Maxire and Jack Smith at the moment, who will claim the second spot on the podium. Jack Smith.
He's looking at the inside. He's not quite there yet.
Don't think
He's running out of time. David J. Bull, he's right there, and he pulls the side. Neither drivers there's any time.
Paul Maxire actually gains DRS from that, so very strategic. Blue flag right there.
Paul Maxire goes a bit wide there. Gives Jack Smith a better run.
Pits are now closed as we embark on the penultimate lap. About to say final lap.
That's it. Jack Smith has to give 110% in this lap to be able to overtake Paul Maxire. And he's very close now. He's closer than he was in the previous lap. And he's gaining a lot. This could be an overtake in turn 1. And he looks at the inside. It's very close.
Space, but there's no space. There's contact.
Oh. Doesn't look like any of the drivers lost that much time. Jack Smith probably lost a bit more. Was that a late move from Jack Smith? Do you think he was?
It was a bit of a
Close
lunge.
enough.
It was a bit of a lunge, but I mean, it looked like Paul Maxire had given space.
Also, as this was happening, Dave Southwood has overtaken Hey Go Boom for 6th place.
There's great news for the Pink Panthers, who have definitely needed this result for a while.
Jack Smithy still close enough. I think he might go for it. He's still looking at the inside. I believe there's still a DRS zone after this. That looks like a... He's right on his gearbox.
Coming across traffic.
There's another DRS zone right here. This has to be it. Paul Maxey defending the inside. And... slight mistake from Jack Smith. This is going to be a very close finish. I think we're going to see an overtake into the last corner. At least an attempt at that. As they are very, very close. But I don't think Jack Smith is going to be able to do that.
It's definitely a photo opportunity finish.
And Paul Maxey finishes P2. That was very close from the two drivers. Jack Smith almost had him going into turn 1 in the previous lap. But they had slight contact, which I personally, it looked like it was Jack Smith's fault. He wasn't really there. But he still tried, you know. But, you know, I need to give him credit. He tried.
Are we
Sorry, this is the final lap.
Yeah, I'm about to say, are we raising the flag a bit too soon? Are you doing...
I apologise.
Canada 2018, I think you did. We just missed the overtake on Jack Smith. Oh my god, Jack Smith is into second place. Paul Maxey is now in third. Premature.
I apologise. I apologise. I swear I saw someone wave the checkered flag. Either that or it was the alcohol. I apologise. So this is the final lap. Jack Smith is going P2. Amazing. Completely missed it. I apologise. Brilliant drive from Jack Smith. Everything I expected from him seeing. Oh! And he spins out!
No! No, Jack Smith, get together! There's contact!
I don't know what happened. Was it... Did Paul Maxey try and lunge through inside?
I might have blinked at the wrong time. This is Mickey Mouse hour right here on Trout League.
I was watching Jack Smith and then he just lost it. Still, Jack Smith in P2, looking very happy.
I mean, this battle has kind of like...
It was very back and forth. He was very back and forth. I mean, Jack Smith having slight contact with Paul Maxey, and I'm not sure what happened there, but I think Maxey gave him a little tap. And
these drivers, I'm sorry to cut across, but these drivers are picking the worst place to do donuts. We might have to have a bit of a driver's briefing as one of the drivers just crashes into
Nils Fischer comes in P5. There's a brilliant performance from Nils Fischer. Which I believe this is first point finish this season.
Let's not allow this battle for second place steal the thunder from Ermis Riss, who's only bloody gonna done it, hasn't he? First place, we've got a new winner this season. Fourth one, Ermis Riss.
Brilliant drive from him. I mean, I'm surprised that the race win didn't come earlier. I'll be honest.
Yeah, a lap earlier. We might as well just call it a day there.
Oh boy, quality. I mean, that's what you expect when you follow Trout League.
Hey, I'm not taking the blame on that one. Just because you pulled a flipping Willie Harlow and raised the flag a lap early. Anyway,
so I got way too excited there.
Yeah. Anyway. These guys put on a great race for us tonight, and it was an honour to capture it. Ermis Riss stealing the show tonight, dominated every session, and yeah, has definitely built up a gap in the drivers and constructors standings now.
Yeah, that was a textbook performance from Ormus. I mean, just brilliant lap in qualifying, and just very, like, just really well driven, like the whole session, like I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but just a brilliant drive from him.
Yeah, he pretty much had it, you know, in the bag from the start. it looked almost as if Paul Magzai could take the battle to him, especially in the first few corners, but once Ermis just found that racing line, he was just off. However, Ermis Riss did not get fastest lap. No.
Yeah, I believe he was Maximilian Junger, if I'm not completely mistaken. That 135 dead.
So Ermis won't be happy about that. So it won't be a complete Grand Slam, I believe. It's unfortunate, but nonetheless, great performance from Ermis. Great performance from Jack Smith as well, who literally fought to the last lap. Started 4th, finished 2nd, so that's a great result from him.
Oh, just to add on the fastest lap, Maximilian Junger set a lap that was 100th faster than Ormus's fastest lap, so that's gonna sting a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's ridiculous. But now is the time where we consider interviewing people, and there's 5 people waiting for an interview. Let's get the race winner in here. Ermis Riss, great performance, mate. You pretty much dominated every session, and you almost had a Grand Slam. And
hello, thanks. Yeah, Maximilian ruined that for me, but it's okay. I was actually having a lot of problems in qualifying because I kept having freezes, but luckily I found out the reason for that and didn't have those in the races.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much had, well, you say that, but you pretty much had qualifying in the bag. I don't think anyone managed to top your provisional pole. So, I mean, well done for that. But the one stop reigning supreme again.
Yeah, I think the one stop is probably fastest on most tracks. The only exception I know of was last year in Singapore. I think that's the only race that could, only because you have so much slow corners and you need soft tires for grip because there's no downforce.
Yeah, you're right there. Any comments for the race? I mean, you pretty much,
It might have seemed lonely, but I was having really much fun just pushing the car everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
the walls really give you an adrenaline rush on this track.
We were hoping that you would just bring it home. To be honest, we wanted to see that fourth different winner this season, but you did that anyway. So well done.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll hopefully see you again in 2 weeks' time, and you'll take the battle to Silverstone, I believe.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice one. Who should we get in next?
We have then? I would like to talk to Jack Smith.
Yeah, I mean, he did come second, so Jack Smith, brilliant performance. I mean, we unfortunately didn't capture the overtake.
Oh, did you not? Oh my god.
Okay. We were watching you pretty much for the last 10 laps, and then Mizzy got really excited because he thought it was the last lap, and we kind of called it a day a lap too soon.
Yeah, I apologise. That was my mistake.
I can describe it.
Oh yeah, please do, man. Please run us through it.
So so the last few laps, the tires were halfway down on the wear.
Yeah.
Thing, so literally no grip at all. But I'm surprised I managed to keep it in one piece. But coming out of the last corner, I think Magzal went wide into it, so I managed to undercut him, and then of course I had DRS as well down that straight.
Yeah.
And I just used DRS all the way outside around the first corner and got him into the first corner. And after that, I just had to push.
Question is, what happened on one of the hairpins? Unfortunately, I've not been able to identify myself with the track whatsoever, so I'm just going to say that. The last lap, was there contact between you two?
Yeah, I think he might have locked up and rammed me. Not on purpose, it didn't seem on purpose, because he let me go in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, he must have just locked up in the dirt, Tyres are gone, it's understandable really, but he let me go, so...
I mean, there was a bit of argy-bargy between you two, especially on the last few laps, but overall, fairly clean racing, and it was brilliant to watch. I mean, it was anybody's race, to be honest. I think
What
You-
happened? Apart from the guy leading by 30 seconds.
Oh well, that's Formula One, innit? You guys are Formula 1.5. But no, not to put you down. Like, great achievement today, and I mean, what else is there to say, really? You managed
thank you very much.
you managed to look after your tires better than Paul, I believe.
Yeah, most of the time on the super softs it was just nursing them because I'd pitted earlier to jump Nils and.
Oh, that was
Tarek.
it. That was it. That was a brilliant overtake. That I mean, if
Yeah,
that does not get
yeah.
driver of the day, like we definitely watched that.
Yeah. I was speaking to the DAC guys, the DAC guys, and I was stuck behind Nils at this point. I just couldn't overtake him, so we all decided that I should just pit on lap 10, risk it with the tyre wear on the super soft, so I'd have to nurse it all the way to the end, and then I could use it. I didn't know I'd be behind Magzire, but I got to use it fighting Magzire, so
Yeah,
it
man.
worked out today. So.
It worked out really well for you, and I mean, those two battling each other, they even crashed going into the pit together, so it just worked out perfect. But yeah, well done, man. Like I said, if that doesn't get driver of the day, I don't know what will.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Nice one. Who should we get in next? Let's get Nils Fisher in here, eh? Nils, brilliant race, man. You and Tarek Alcade were pretty much battling throughout the whole race.
Yeah, I wish it had been me and Jack battling the whole race, to be honest. But I got wing damage and then just went downhill from there.
I mean, it's I can't downplay Jack's performance today because it was really well. I mean, it was pretty much textbook. But it could have gone either way. Like, I think, unfortunate for you, you just got caught up with the battle with Alcada, who was just as thirsty for points. But walk us through your strategy.
Well, it was pretty basic, like ultra soft, super soft, basically the one that everyone ran. Had like in race simulator that like a lot of problems with the rears though, on the ultras at the very least. It's like overheating to every corner. It was just really bad. So I had to probably lift and coast a bit on the ultras at least at the end of the stint. But the supers are like the great race tire. They're like super stable. No complaints there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this is your best performance this season, and we've been having a little conversation, me and Mizzy, throughout the race, how you're definitely an underrated driver who is definitely gonna shine from this performance. So well done, man.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's getting more consistent, so now it's time for the pace to get up, and then we should be good.
Well, let's see what Silverstone brings, because I'm really excited to see where you perform there, how you perform there. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited as well for the Silverstone. It's gonna be a great race, I think.
Nice one, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's get Hygo Pom in here. Hygo, well done, man. It's a shame.
Hello, thank you.
Shame you lost out to Dave Southwood right at the end, but I mean, you put up a good fight. Just run us through. I mean, during the pre-practice sessions, you were 4th fastest overall. What happened to the pace over the qualifying?
It came down to my feel for the car. I just didn't have the feeling I needed to actually put together a lap. And in the race, I did have some performance issues what hurt me in the start, and later on I had front wing damage, what was really messing up my pace.
Yeah, I think we saw that. But I mean, what was your strategy in the end? I mean, it was pretty much the one stop like everyone else, right?
Yeah, on the ultra soft and super soft is the best I could think of.
What lap did you pit? Do you remember?
I admittedly bit earlier than I wanted to because I did have front wing damage from the start.
Yeah.
And I bit it on lap 11, I think.
I mean, it was a surprisingly clean first few corners. I think there was a big incident turn 4 or 5, but I mean, I didn't see that whether or not it involved a few cars or not.
I did have a bit of contact with Maximilian.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on
just,
that?
It's clearly my fault because I was the one doing a late breaking move. I did have that was one of the moments where my FPS just went. It went from 50 to like 20, and that really messed me up. He did turn into me a bit, but ultimately it's definitely my fault.
Well,
So it is up to him if
let's-
he wants to report it.
That's fair enough. I mean, let's hope he bounced back at Silverstone because, I mean, as it currently stands, well, before Valencia, you were you were in second place in the championship. So,
Yeah, it was 3-3-3
Yeah.
races. I said I couldn't keep that streak going.
I mean, you've definitely got the performance there. You just need to kind of stay out of trouble more than anything.
Yeah, I wanted a smooth race and didn't get it, so I hopefully can redeem myself in the Silverstone race.
Yeah, definitely. I know you perform well with the classic track, so we're looking forward to seeing your performance there.
Yep, same here. Looking forward to it.
Thank you for the conversation, man. Well done today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get Max in here. Maximilian. Maxi, what happened, mate? What happened between you and Hygo Pom?
I mean, it's nothing unusual, so to say. It was just like a moment of just not judging the space well from him, and he hit me, and it wouldn't have been as bad. Just the spot was really awkward. I don't know if you saw it on stream how much I had to wait. Basically, I was right after the blind corner. I couldn't sort of rejoin because someone wanted to hit me. Problem was I couldn't see if there were any cars coming because it was a blind corner. So I had to wait till everyone passed and all that shebang. And then the race from there was really fun to me. It's even though the result is not, great, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to watch you weave your way through the pack. Unfortunately, I mean, we were expecting maybe to see you finish 7th or 8th, but you did kind of come across a few hurdles which were minor setbacks.
They were my fault. I don't know if you saw the whole sort of thing. I was overtaking Douglas at one point, and I did this very good move on it. I was very happy, and I looked back, and like on the camera, I pushed the button, and I looked on the rear view.
Yeah.
And when I looked in front, I realized suddenly a corner was coming, so I crashed into the wall. So that's why I finished solo.
We might have watched the aftermath of that, but yeah. I mean, wasn't your best performance, but I think your setback at the start obviously didn't help that.
No, I still got fastest lap. It was the first sort of race where I really felt the pace to maybe get a podium or a win. So maybe if I can carry it into next race, then I'll be happy.
Yeah, definitely, we want to see that side of Maxi. We're longing to see that Maxi who kind of stole the show last season. So,
hey man, the luck had to end at some point, right?
No, man, no. You played your cards right at the end of the season. So just keep doing that. Anyway, thanks for chatting with us today.
Yep, good stream as always. Thanks for organizing.
And let's get. Oh, where's Max? The other Max is gone. Well, we were supposed to have Max Stein join us, but maybe Max Stein was out of time. Anyway, looking at the standings at the moment, Ermis Riss running away with it with 79 points. Jack Smith, where are you? Slowly trying to fill in the points as I'm holding conversation with the interviewees. Fill the gaps for me, eh? Go on, Mizzy. Thanks, you can just do that then, I guess.
I thought you meant like literally.
I've been talking. I thought you could waffle on a bit.
I was listening to you.
Well, what are your thoughts?
On the race?
Yeah.
Stop
trying to fill it in. Talk.
Not as much action as I was expecting, considering it's a very high speed street circuit. I was expecting some sort of an accident going into turn 1, which did not happen. Surprisingly clean. I think that was the cleanest start we have seen so far.
One of, yeah. I mean,
at least this season.
These
This
guys,
season,
they are slowly accumulating driver penalty points. So they are having to be on their best behaviour. You know,
yeah.
This is, you know, people complain about how the point system works and how it kind of almost impedes your pace or performance for like 10 races, but at the same time it's a deterrent to stop people from making these ridiculous dive bombs.
Yeah, no one's being favoured here. Everyone has the same treatment, so
I don't want people
you
to
fuck up, you're gonna get points.
Language. This is a Christian-based racing league.
You duck up and you get points. Apologies.
But you know, at the end of the day, we don't want to stop people from having fun, and we don't want to stop people from racing one another. You know, that's why we're here. That's why we commentate, is to watch the wheel-to-wheel action. But it's almost, you have to draw the line. You know, where does the ridiculous moves just become stupid? So yeah, I mean, this is why we have the rules set in place, just to kind of balance the playing field, I guess.
Yeah. And didn't Ormus have I'm pretty sure he had a qualifying ban in Germany, right?
Germany. No, that's in the other series.
Oh.
Oh. Pretty sure, yeah, this doesn't apply.
No. Okay. No, I thought he had a qualifying ban in one of the races early this season. Well,
look.
I might be mistaken.
No,
I am.
He has 5 points, but that was from Brazil.
Okay. Well,
I think he served the qualifying ban in Australia. But that's a good point. Maybe we should bring that up, just to clarify things. Anyway, looking at the points so far, looks like Paul Magzire has jumped up to second place and has overtaken Hygo Pom with 1 point difference between them. Unfortunately,
yeah. To me, it kind of looks like, at least so far, no one can match Ormus. So if he can keep up his form, I feel like he's going to be able to take the Trout League title that everybody wants.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a very close fight for P2. Between Hago, Clank Hughes, and Paul Maxire. And I'm not ruling out Tarek Alcada either. I mean, he hasn't been outright the fastest driver, but he has showed a glimpse of talent. You know,
yeah,
he has showed some good pace.
He's not one to rule out, that's for sure. But I mean, these guys, if they want to be up there, they need to be consistently on the podium. You know, that's what makes a winner. There's consistent good points. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a best of 8 races, 2 dropped races. So, you know, we award consistency in this league. You know, so Ermus Riss already has 3 second place finishes. You know, he can almost fall back on that later on in the season. He still needs to get those first place finishes if he wants to build that gap. Yeah. But he can definitely take a bit of a backseat heading into Silverstone.
Yeah, I almost forgot the dynamic that the best 8 out of 10 system brings in. I mean, yeah, Hago, he had a poor performance today in Valencia, but that can be completely written off by the best 8 out of 10 rule. So he could still be able to compete for the win.
Yeah,
the championship
that's
title.
what we have to look forward to in 2 weeks' time. So I think on that note, if I quickly just shake up the grid, give me a second, sort range, just give people an idea of how the driver standing looks on stream. What is that? Q. Apologies for the delay. So yeah, let's just quickly look at this. The standings and the driver standings, that is. Ermis Racing first, obviously. Paul Magzire second. Hago Pom third. A point separating those two. Clank Hughes, unfortunately not able to join us tonight. Still in fourth place. Tarek Alcada is on the case though, in fifth. Only 4 points behind there. Jack Smith slowly climbing the ranks, especially with the... Does that say he's in... No, it is right. My bad. Yeah, he's in sixth with 30 points. Jans van Dijk in seventh. Nico Anders in eighth. Dave Southwood in ninth. And Tommy Latalo, Mizzy, who's sat by me, or virtually sat by me, in 10th. Are you going to make any more impact on the driver standings, or is that it for you now?
I must say I have heard news from my team. Something might be happening, hashtag shake up the grid.
Yeah, I mean, news that another driver signing for BM Racing is not...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, could very well be. Unfortunately, I mean, I think it's nothing new anymore, is it?
Yeah.
Drivers come and go. That's the thing with BM Racing. Quick plug: you join a team, it opens up a lot of doors. Just saying.
Anyway, on that bombshell, yeah, great race. I mean, that's why we're here, to broadcast that. Anyway, what do we have coming up? Silverstone in 2 weeks' time. And if you're going to join us for the F3 series next week on Sunday, we will be racing at... where are we racing? Zandvoort.
That's going to be exciting.
The sandy dunes of Zandvoort. Always puts on a good show, regardless of what you're racing around there. So don't miss out. Be there or be square. I've been Kilgore Trout. And he's been Mizzy. Thank you for joining us tonight. And it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you and good night.